That is brick right. That's what that formation is. But let's call brick right, so I'm going to leave it up here so that you can see it. Let's call brick right, but let's call spread right, which puts the Z over here. But let's compound word it. Let's go brick right over spread right. Over talks to the X, so the X goes and lines up over there. But the Y is here, because it's brick right. So call brick right over spread right away. Away means the H lines up away from his buddy over here. Now, people say, well, you're going to confuse all these kids. No, you're not, because them little skill players, they think they are so damn cool that they get to run around and change all that. And my kids never forget that. I drew it on the board one time for my kids, and I said, go out and line up in this formation when I call it. I went out an hour later, and they got in it. I mean, don't tell me that kids can't digest things and they can't regurgitate things. They're very intelligent, and they're very savvy about processing information very quickly if there is memory identifiers. You're only talking to a few people. What does brick right mean? It means us two go over here and them two go over there. Overspread. X is over. I'm going over there. Spread. Z spreading over there. Away. Away talks to the H. Go away. Now, what kind of play do you have? Here is a buck sweep, strong side power, weak side, tight end insert threat to that surface. Now, how do they line up? So let's say we get a standard 8-man front team. They feel okay. The free safety is the adjuster, but they feel okay. Now, run that, and on the next play, run that. That's not the same thing to them. But don't change what the 5 guys are doing. So you want to run inside zone up there, that's fine. You want to run power up there, let's just run power. Okay, there's power. Boom, boom, boom. We're digging him out, we're pulling around. He's got nothing left. He could be on an RPO. And let's call that. It's easy. Call it, simple, bam, go. Now, let's call the same thing, sort of, over here, okay? But they got to get lined up first. So what's their first problem? Well, there's 2 eligibles and we got to surface it out. They can't leave anything uncovered. So they're going to pull it all over. They got an eligible back there, and the free safety is still the adjuster, but he's pulled 2 gaps over. Now, call Z fly with a saw tag and inside zone. Very simple play. Or V cut the zone. Down, 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 down. That guy's got to go there. That guy's got to go there. That guy's left holding the bag. He sits and squats, hand the ball off. But if he is a squeeze straight guy and he squeezes and takes the dive, when your quarterback pulls it and the will shows up to take him, you throw the Z bubble and he's out the door. He's down the sideline by himself. There's nobody there. Or just have better players and run A-gap ISO every play. I mean, that's what I'd rather do. I'd rather do that. I keep telling my wife, I said, you know, I just wish that, you know, we just had 300-pound O-linemen and, you know, LaDainian Tomlinson at running back, and we just win us a state title. And she said, your ass would be bored in 10 minutes. She said, if that ever happened, you'd probably just go somewhere else because you get bored. Well, that might be true. I don't know. But it wouldn't be boring putting the ring on, I guess. Okay? But this is what we have to do. But what am I running? I ran power up there and I ran inside zone there. It's the same thing. It's no different. I'm running it into a 3-man surface either way, but I'm manipulating the daylights out of that defense. Now, if a defensive coordinator sees this followed by this, week 1, you mean to tell me that week 2's defensive coordinator is not drawing that up about 4 different ways from Sunday and getting that all diagrammed out and figuring it all out? So guess what? You walk in and you say, all right, boys, don't run that this week. That one went. That was a big one. We threw that thing out there to the Z, and he went 35 yards down the sideline. A great play. Don't call that last week. Everybody wants to call stuff that works. You can find another way. Trust me. You can find another Z-fly bubble that you can get loose on the edge of a zone read play. And you can scorch them again the next week. But rinse, repeat, and recycle. Right? I mean, there's certain things you're going to rinse and repeat. We're going to run split zone on you. You're going to get split zone. but split zone may not surface-wise look the same to you this week that it looked last week, okay?